kill one person, you've paid society back. It's kind of like becoming a god.
Broken Arrow 911.
My brother's attacking my family.
Your dad is attacking your family?
No, my brother.
He was like, what's going on? And then he sees me start stabbing Mom, and she's screaming.
What you heard is the final call made by Daniel Bever, recording the moment he was killed by his brother, Robert Bever. And after Daniel's murder, Robert would go on a killing spree, taking the life of 5 family members, something that he thinks is hilarious.
She just got real wide-eyed and started screaming. There was blood everywhere, and I was like, oh my God.
But very soon, detectives will discover that Robert was never acting alone.
Christopher, your little brother, I mean, hit him in the neck. What has he ever done to you? So he's just a number.
Yes.
Together, these two have devastated the lives of those who loved them most. And with every statement, every lead, and every witness, detectives will slowly begin to realize that sitting in front of them are the sickest killers they have ever seen.
It's crazy because you guys worked together and made all these plans, had it all figured out.
They did not die easy.
So do you think they all deserve to die?
Yes. They were very bad people. The plan was so stupid, but this was my first homicide. Even if we killed 100 people, who's really gonna miss them?
On July 22, 2015, dispatch in Broken Arrow, Oklahoma, received the most heartbreaking 911 call they had ever heard.
Broken Arrow 911. Broken Arrow 911.
You've just heard the voice of 12-year-old Daniel Bever, cowering in fear as his brothers Michael and Robert stalked through the house trying to kill him. Police raced to the scene hoping to save him, but instead they found themselves face to face with someone else they had to save. His younger sister, Crystal, laid in the entryway in a pool of red. With the last bit of her strength, she told responding officers that her brothers had stabbed her. Quickly, she was rushed to the hospital, and officers raced through the home to see who else needed help. Unfortunately, they were standing in the middle of a massacre. 44-year-old April Bever, 52-year-old David Bever, 4-year-old Victoria Bever, 7-year-old Christopher Bever, and 12-year-old Daniel Bever were already lying lifeless and scattered around the home. Upstairs, 2-year-old Autumn was sound asleep, the lone survivor without any injuries. Police knew the brothers who had committed this heinous act had to be nearby. They swarmed the woods behind the home and quickly were able to locate Michael and Robert. They were smiling, proud of what they had done. After 10 years, Robert's interrogation has finally been released. Taken just moments after he was captured, it offers shocking insight into just how twisted his mind is and how unforgivable his crime is.
My name's Eric. I'm a detective here with Broken Arrow Police.
Nice to meet you.
Good to meet you. It's Robert, right?
Yes.
Okay, Robert.
You prefer Robert or Rob or?
Yeah, just Robert.
Just Robert?
Yeah.
Okay. And this is Detective Brianna Russell. She works with me. So what I got here is your notification of rights, just like you see in here on TV. If you agree with that, so if you understand your rights 1 through 5, and you agree with this waiver, sign right here for me.
Okay.
Oh, sorry. Hang on, let me get those off. You're not gonna do anything crazy, are you?
No.
Okay. Yeah. Let's see here. Man, they got you pinned up in here, man.
Yeah.
Dang.
Fortunately, the detective here is in luck, because Robert is done doing crazy things for the night. Well, except for telling police with no remorse about the horrific slaying of his family. But to Robert, this might as well be his Oscar speech.
Can you kind of run me through what happened?
Okay, just last night?
Well, okay, let's do this. Let's go back to the beginning because we know some crazy stuff happened last night, and I've heard and talked with your brother, and I know that you guys kind of talked about it before and had some planning. So start there, where you came up with the idea and what you were thinking and what happened.
Okay, well, it actually was when I was about, and I had always, my parents always, until I wished I was dead, but then I had this idea, what if they were dead instead? And so I just kept that thought in my head for some years, and then I finally convinced my parents to let me leave the house and walk down to Micah Tech and get a job. So I started saving up money, got a few $1,000s because I didn't have any bills, bought some leisure stuff, but I also started buying body armor. And I was buying body armor on the off chance that I would ever get to use it, like if I could ever get out of there. But after so many months, I quit Micah Tech and I was like, okay, I figure I have about enough money now to make this happen. So my brother asked me about the body armor. He had kind of a similar interest in it. I was like, sure, I can buy you some too.
He had a similar interest in the body armor?
He has similar interest in the body armor. I found out from late night conversations with him that he also had an interest in murder. I thought it was pretty cool.
Okay.
So so I was like, yeah, I'll buy you your own rig. And you know, the packages kept coming. I kept having body armor showing up, and my parents were like, you know, why are you stockpiling body armor? I never told them. When I only had my helmet and my plate carrier though, I came in to my dad's office one day and I just looked at him and I said, this is my life preservation rig. And I could tell he was really angry because, you know, he didn't want me buying stuff like that. He was kind of like glaring at me.
How long ago was that?
A few months ago.
Okay.
So when did you start buying body armor?
You know, I bought the plate carrier, I think it was either really early this year or sometime last year.
Okay.
And like I had to agree to some kind of little waiver that apparently nobody pays attention to that said, yes, I'm over the age of 21. It's like, well, you actually only have to be 18 to buy body armor, but for some reason it said, yes, I am over the age of 21. And so I was worried for a while. I didn't buy anything else because I wasn't sure if I was even going to get this plate carrier. And I was like, well, I have to do this without body armor. Anybody could lay me out. So, but then he arrived and I started getting more bold about it. I bought myself a helmet from this veteran. These were personal sellers, and I thought it was really nice that they would sell me these helmets. And it ended up being too big because when the Chinese faceplates got here, they wouldn't fit under his helmet. And it was like sticking out, and it was like, I can't see out of this thing. So I was like, okay, after we kill him, I'll take a saw and I'll cut the corners off so it fits in there. He's like, okay, fine. So that's why we weren't wearing the masks when we were caught, because I never had time to doctor them.
Okay.
But otherwise, after that, I got myself a balaclava. You know, I didn't want to get helmet hair.
Yeah.
I got myself some Kevlar sleeves, which I did use last night. It actually saved me because they kept trying to bite my arms.
Really?
And those sleeves stopped them. It was, you know, they were like trying to take a chunk out of my flesh, but those sleeves stopped them.
Dang. Did you still have those on when you got caught?
No, they were so soaked with blood, I just stripped them off and threw them on the floor.
Oh, so they're in the house somewhere?
Yeah, they're in the house, near my closet with the rest of my rig. But I got myself some Kevlar gloves with the hard knuckles, injected knuckles. I was only using one last night, one to go over their heads so they couldn't bite me.
Okay.
And then this was my knife hand, and it was bare.
To this day, 10 years later, Robert has shown no remorse for his actions. This level of lighthearted discussion, like they're chatting about the weather, is still how he discusses the murder of his family. In other words, that boy ain't right. And his 13-year-old sister Crystal knew it. When she went to their parents to express her concerns about the weapons and body armor that her brothers were stockpiling, her mom brushed her off, telling her boys will be boys.
What kind of knives did you have?
Like in 2013, I bought myself I want to say it was 11-inch, an 11-inch hunting knife from Survivor Knives.
Okay.
And then about a few weeks ago, I ordered a 15-inch hunting knife.
Okay.
And I used those. I also had a pear knife. It was a little tiny surgical blade.
Okay.
That's what I started out using. I got that as a sample at like Razors or something so many years ago. I don't
Okay.
know why I held on to it, but it broke. I tried to use it.
Okay.
But that was about all I was using.
So you got the kind of the body armor, the helmets, the masks, then you had the knives, and during all that time you kind of talking with your brother about this stuff too?
Yeah, we were talking about when to do it. Originally we were thinking September, got bumped back to August. Finally we were like, nope, let's do it this week. Let's do it on Thursday.
And why did you decide on Thursday?
Because I was trying to pack everything in. See, the last thing I ordered were some leg armor
Okay.
from Riot Gear Set. We got those, so now we have full rigs, and I was like, okay, what else we need? We need guns.
Okay.
So I went on the official Mossberg website. I found a real nice Mossberg 590A1
Okay.
with the stock, and I ordered that. It was only about $529.
And you paid, do you have like a debit card or credit card or something?
Yeah, I was using my debit card. I paid cash for everything. I stopped working at Micatech after I got so many thousands of dollars, so I had like a budget for this. It's in my
Okay.
book.
Your book?
Yeah, I have a little book in a lockbox underneath my bed.
Okay.
It talks more about it.
So you ordered the shotgun, how was that gonna get here? Where was it going?
Well, I already did my research.
What a scholar.
Funny thing was, we were originally planning to do this with knives, but then I found out you can order guns online, and that was just mind-blowing because my parents hate guns.
Yeah.
They were kind of a weird mix between some kind of liberal hippie and conservative nut, because they were all hell and they hated cops, and
Man.
I just hated everything about them. And for another thing, like my dad always told me, I gave you life. I'm your God.
Wow.
Girl,
Did they go to church or anything anywhere?
never went to church. I don't know where they got all their ideas.
Huh. So, did your research and found out you could buy guns,
Yeah.
and you ordered this shotgun. How did that work out?
It worked out fine. It took like 2 minutes, and it said, "Okay, your shotgun's on its way." And it went to the shop. It was the first one to arrive, and I got a call down there. He was like, "Your order's ready to pick up." Of course, I'm not allowed to leave the house, so I was like, "Okay, well, I have like 2 more guns on the way, so if I could just come down and pick them all up at once," and he'd be like, "Sure." So then I went back on in, and I ordered 2 automatic Glock 41s, one for me, one for my brother.
Okay.
And those took a little longer to ship, but finally I got the call saying, "Okay, all your packages are ready to pick up." So I was like, "How am I gonna get this?" So I decided, okay, I'll pick them up after we kill them.
What about ammunition and bullets?
Yes, I was just getting to that.
Okay.
It was like 3 days prior, and I was like, how am I gonna get those guns? So I was like, okay, we'll pick them up after we kill them. And I was like, now all we need is ammunition. I found this website, bulkammo.com.
Mm-hmm.
They do like 2-day shipping on thousands of rounds of ammunition. So I bought 2,000 rounds of 45 caliber ACP total metal jacket ammo for the Glocks. 1,000 rounds for me, 1,000 rounds for my brother. And I bought some 250 rounds of 00 buckshot
Okay.
for the Mossberg. And they're gonna arrive sometime today.
Oh,
They're coming
in the house.
FedEx. Yeah, they're coming to the house.
Wow.
It's gonna be a shock for that FedEx guy.
Yeah, that's a lot of bullets.
Oh, He's gonna flip the owner's sold guns to him.
How did you know what kind of ammo to pick and stuff? Did you just research that too?
Because my parents hated guns so much, that kind of made me a gun enthusiast.
Oh,
I've
okay.
always liked guns.
Okay.
Um,
I like guns too. They're pretty cool. I mean, we get to shoot a lot. What,
I wanted to join the Marines for a while, but my parents were like, "You want to throw your life away?"
huh.
So you say you weren't allowed to leave the house. What do you mean by that?
They didn't like me going anywhere without a good reason, and they wouldn't let me get my driver's license. So I was in the house all the time. Nobody left the house unless Mom went to the store to buy more groceries. She'd buy like a week's worth of groceries at a time. And then, my dad only left the house once or twice a week, and my mom never left the house. None of us did.
Now, according to everyone who knew the Bevers, this is true. The Bevers' neighbors did not know how many children were in the house, their names, or the names of the parents. According to Crystal, one of the surviving Bever children, the family was isolated and homeschooled the children, not allowing them out very often. Which, while not ideal, isn't a great reason for stockpiling weapons with the intention of murder. In this case, Robert and Michael weren't just buying guns, they were buying an entire freaking arsenal. 3 guns, 2 Glocks, and a shotgun, and then enough ammo to take down an army. 2,000 rounds of ammunition for the Glocks, and 250 rounds for the shotgun. But not a single bullet was used in the murder of his family.
Did your brother have a bunch of knives too?
Yeah, he had a little flip open serrated knife and like a 13-inch hunting knife.
Okay.
He also had like a little 6-inch dagger, both the little one and the 13-inch. I think he also got them from Survivor.
Okay. And so you guys decided Thursday night. Well, wait, what is today? Is it Thursday? Today's Thursday.
Yeah.
So you guys, so this happened last. Well, I guess it was Thursday at midnight. Is that?
Yeah, we waited until after midnight.
And
I think. Was it 11?
so you guys, so you decided you were gonna kill everybody in the house.
Mm-hmm.
How did you plan that out? Who was doing what? Did you like plan all of it out and this is how we're gonna do it and this is?
Yes, we had every single little detail planned out.
Can you tell us about those?
Yeah. First, after midnight, after everyone was in bed except my mom and my sister, Michael was going to invite my sister back to the room. He was taking one of his old laptops apart, and he was going to show her, and I was going to sneak up behind her, put my glove over her mouth. And I did, but she just got real wide-eyed and started screaming. I was like, killing him isn't as easy as I thought. And there was blood everywhere, and I was like, oh my God.
Yeah.
And so I just went crazy, stabbing her, threw her on the ground.
Well, tell me, because I want to know what you guys planned to have happen, and then we'll have you tell us what really happened.
That part went about as planned up until the fact that she didn't.
Okay.
We thought it was going to be quick and quiet. We had laid out a little towel on the floor
So
to
she was
drop
supposed
her
to
on.
just.
But she made such a huge bloody mess.
So she was supposed to go quiet and quick, and then what was supposed to
We were
happen?
going to drag her body into the closet. Then we would go into the family room. I would do the same thing to my mom, and she was sitting on the couch.
Okay.
And she was going to have her back turned. Instead, she came bursting into our room after hearing all the screaming. So at that point, the little tiny pair knife had broke off my sister.
Is that what you used to cut her throat with? Was the smaller one?
Yeah, because it was like a surgical blade.
Okay. And so you said throat, but then she started screaming, blood going everywhere, and so then her. Where?
That's where it gets complicated because I'm still trying to remember all the details of
Mhm.
because, when I saw somebody move, I just started jabbing at them.
Okay.
And I wasn't making any expert stabs. I was just trying to get them to stop moving.
Okay.
So,
She just stabbed her a bunch of times, you think?
yeah, but it made my arm so tired that by the time we were getting out of there, I couldn't lift this arm.
Wow. And was that before your mom had come in there?
No, I was still ready to go. I was like, it's too late to stop. So when she came in there, I dropped the handle for the broken pear knife. I took my 11-inch hunting knife.
Where was that?
It was right there. I had all, before we started, I took my soft vest, my sleeves, my balaclava, my gloves, and my arm protectors. I laid them out on my bed and I put my sheets over them. And when it was time, I just slipped it all on. Except the balaclava, I decided to skip that.
So the second knife that you had, were you wearing it on your side or something?
No, I had them laying there because I didn't want to have to take them out of the sheath.
Okay.
I just scooped it up and I chased my mom into the hallway. And I saw my little brother coming out of the room smiling like,
Who was that?
going
Which
on?
one was that?
Christopher, the little blonde one.
How old is he?
He was 10.
Okay. So he comes out kind of like, what's going on?
Yeah, he was like, what's going on? And then he sees me start stabbing mom and she's screaming. And I managed to stab him in the arm and he took off running. I don't know where he went.
Okay. Where's your mom?
In the stomach. I did kind of a low blow swing at her. And then I started going, I think I missed down, hit her in the jaw or something.
Oh gosh, okay. Was she up trying to grab you? Was her hands
Oh
out?
yeah, she was fighting. She was really fighting.
Did her hands get
She started trying to bite my arms and my hand, and she tried to wrestle, and I found my hand. I was stronger than her.
Yeah.
Now, we like to joke around in these videos at the expense of the perpetrator, but in this case, we feel it's important to take a moment and reflect on the fact that Christopher was just 7 years old when he experienced this, and Robert is laughing about the shock and horror that he experienced. On top of that, he continuously claims that Christopher was 10, when in reality, he was 3 years younger. This little boy saw something horrific, though Michael, as you're about to see, doesn't want to take any blame for his actions.
So who were you supposed to kill?
I was supposed to take my pistol crossbow. We were supposed to shank his and she was supposed to die quietly. Yeah, she was going to be the first one, she was. And then Robert would go in, slit Mom's throat, push her over with him, and both go in and kill and Victoria.
Because it was supposed to be like quiet. Right?
Yeah, it was supposed to be with it. And then I would go upstairs and shoot David, Dad, and the guy with my pistol crossbow, which would kill him. And then Robert would go over and kill him.
Okay.
So did you use your crossbow at all?
No. The only time I ever hurt anybody was when I stabbed Christopher in the neck.
So here's a problem that we might have, and I don't want it to be an issue for you because you've been really cooperative. We're going to talk to Robert too.
Yeah.
So he's going to give us his version of the story, and sometimes they're going to be different. So is there anything that you kind of didn't quite tell me right, or you changed a little bit, and now that you understand that Robert's going to tell me everything?
But he'll probably tell you that I killed 3 of them, because that's what I told him, when they were sitting out in the woods, to make conversation. But, forensics will show you how they stabbed Christopher.
What 3?
What do you mean you told him? So you told him you killed 3 people?
Yeah, I told him, because he asked me how many did you get. I said 3.
Did you tell him who you got?
No, I just said 3.
So do you, I guess this is my question for you. Do you think it's a lesser sentence if you killed 1 or if you killed 3?
No.
Okay.
I don't know. I think Robert, he may have, there's going to be a lot of differences. That's what I'm concerned about. And we don't want you to come off as a liar. Because you've been real cooperative. You seem like a really good kid. You graduated high school early. You're designing games. There's all kinds of stuff you got going on. And so I don't want people to get a bad opinion of you and think that you're the type of guy that lies to police when he's kind of caught. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So tell me I know that you're leaving something out. Because it's like she said, this isn't like you stole a bicycle. This is the most you can do. So it's a big deal. But a lot of people, when they talk and think about this thing, your honesty is a big deal, and how you handle yourself from here on out. And if you come off, because to me you don't seem like a bad guy, like you don't scare me. I never thought you would have done this, so you just seem like a normal kid to me, and you seem like an honest kid. But see, I talk to people all the time, and I know when people are lying, or when I'm not quite getting the whole story, and so I just want to catch you before you get in that bad spot where people start saying you're a bad guy, you're evil, you're a liar. So just tell me what I'm missing.
Along with the do thing, I was going around and convincing the people who were still alive that I was on the side. I called the police, so they would stay and Robert could get them.
So they kind of stay on the ground, and he'd be able to come stab him again.
Yeah.
Did you ever have to go get Robert to let him know someone was still making too much noise or anything?
No, it was chaotic. It was just going from person to person.
So what kind of things did you say to them?
But the only things I said to them was when I was trying to convince them that I was with them, so they would, come to me and could kill them.
Okay. And that's all you think that he might tell me different? Is he gonna lie to me?
I don't know. I don't think he would lie, because I'm pretty sure the only reason he's he'd let himself get arrested and it's not like getting a major shootout and dying from the police is because he wanted to see the aftermath. So I don't know his
Oh, I see. So you think he may kind of just tell us what happened too?
Maybe.
Okay.
Robert, however, has a very different description of his brother's involvement.
What the hell was Michael doing?
Michael, since at that point nothing was going like we planned, it was amazing because he helped me out so much. He pretended to be really freaked out and scared, and he was like, "Robert, what are you doing?" And Mom was screaming, "Call the police!" And Michael was like, "I'm calling the police, I'm calling the police." And as I was walking away from her, and Michael whispered in my ear, "Michael." So.
Okay.
And the whole time nobody knew he was in on it until he took out his knife and started stabbing my little brother and sister too.
So you stabbed Mom in the hallway.
But she was still alive, and I dropped that knife next to her because I
Was the sister, is it the first one?
Mm-hmm.
Was she dead?
I thought she was. I really thought she was, but I lost track of her at that point.
Okay, so then let's go back to Mom. So then,
I thought that she would just lay there and bleed out. So I just tossed that knife aside of my hand. I was starting to get tired, and I just had to wrestle with her. I had these bite indentations in my Kevlar sleeves.
okay.
I was like, wow, glad that didn't go through. My little brother and sister barricaded themselves in the bathroom and locked the door. My other brother barricaded himself in my dad's office, and Michael came up and started hammering on the doors, and he was like, "Let me in, he's gonna kill me." And they opened up, and so my brother took the ones in the bathroom. I came in and gave him a few stabs to make sure they were down.
In the bathroom, what did you said Michael took the ones in the bathroom? What did he do?
He stabbed him a few times. I mean, he didn't have the arm strength I had or something because it wasn't enough. They were still laying there screaming, but he was like, and he was like holding his hand. And
Was there ever a time when you guys were planning this, or while it was going on, that Michael tried to stop you and said, "This is dumb," or "It's wrong," or anything like that?
No, he was my strength. He always told me this is what we were meant to do.
Mm-hmm.
At one point I did tell him, "You know what, let me wait until I said, maybe someday I'll get out of here and maybe I'll get some military experience or something so we can do this better." He was like, what the hell are you talking about? And I was just like, you're right, I can't leave you here, and I don't know when I'll get out of here. So.
Was there ever another time where you wanted to back out?
No, I always knew we were gonna do this.
Now, if Michael had just done what he claimed, pretending to be terrified of Robert so that his younger sister and brother would let him in a locked room, allowing Robert to kill them, that would be enough. But Michael didn't just do that. He opened the doors, smiled at his siblings, and turned to Robert, telling them, "They're all yours." Then he helped Robert stab them. Not only did he betray his siblings' trust, but he's too much of a coward to admit the harm he caused. At least, until police confront him after speaking with Robert.
Oh, man. Well, I was right. The guys that are interviewing Robert kind of gave me a quick version of what he's saying that you did.
Yeah.
And you haven't told me everything, okay? So I know you're not being completely honest, and I gave you one shot already.
I'm sorry, I don't know what you might have said. I mean,
Well, you stabbed more than one person. So who else did you stab?
what did I say?
Or you stabbed more than just one time?
Oh, I stabbed Christopher more than one time.
How many times did you stab him?
I think twice.
Because you don't think we're gonna know that?
Stop
I know.
thinking and go with what you know.
You mentioned forensics a minute ago.
I know.
I mean, I'm just one of like hundreds of people that are gonna look at this thing, okay?
I know.
I mean, we got the state police coming in. There's, I don't know, 20 different forensic detectives at your house right now.
They're gonna be there a long time because of the scene that it is.
So everybody that you killed and every single stab wound that you inflicted, we're gonna know about. And this is your last chance to just kind of let us know, to be honest, to man up and tell us exactly what you did and start making it right.
I hit Christopher. I did not stab Victoria with Daniel.
You did not stab Victoria.
I tried to stab Mom.
You stabbed your mom.
When she was walking away, I tried to go for her neck, but,
Is that when you cut yourself then?
yeah, I think after that.
Where did you stab her?
I tried to go from behind and cut her back.
Did you cut her?
I think so, yeah.
This doesn't seem like something you have to think about. I know you're still kind of dealing with it. And I wasn't there, I wasn't the one doing it, but you don't have to think about it. You know what you did. So you cut her neck, you stabbed Christopher in the neck. How many times did you stab Christopher?
2 or 3, I think.
And who else did you stab?
Besides Mom.
Because here's the thing, everybody's been stabbed, and you both had knives, and we know you both stabbed everybody. So you guys are kind of at the same level, and so now it's who's going to be honest and make this right, and who's a liar, okay? Which one do you want to
I'm
be?
not.
Okay, so you're a man of your word?
Yes.
Okay. And do you want to make this right and do the right thing at this point in time?
Yes.
Okay. What else are you
Okay.
missing?
You wanna start over then?
From like,
You tell us where you need to start.
he stabbed. I didn't stab. I was stabbed to a window. So
What about the crossbow?
the crossbow, yeah. It was pulled back, like it didn't have a bolt or arrow or anything. I tried to fire it and broke.
It broke.
Yeah, I never that's trying to use it. It's broke. It's cheap.
So it broke before last night.
It broke when I tried to fire it because I wasn't able to do anything in here. I just need to uncock it. It's like when I pulled the trigger and this again,
And that was a while ago, or that was last night?
Oh, that was last night.
Because you were supposed to use it.
I was supposed to use it. It was cocked back. I wasn't going to use it, so I tried to, uncock it and broke.
So nobody's gonna have any crossbow injuries.
No, they're not.
Okay.
What about the big knife, the machete? Did that get used on somebody?
I think he might have used it on it. I think that's what he might have used to stab him in the chest.
And what about the surgical blade knife?
I think that's what someone was doing with too. So yeah, I think he used all of them. I only used one. I used the green one.
You only used the green one, and you're sticking to that.
Yes.
And so, you only stabbed your family because they were in the way towards the bigger plan?
Well, the reason we was trying to kill family is, they were in the way and, higher count. That's parallel.
Just to start off with a big count.
So is this all a game? This higher count, I'm confused. Is this a game?
It's more like trying to become famous, trying to get, set a record.
Did you, now, because you said this yourself, you told Robert you killed 3.
Yep.
And so now we're stuck at the point where you've told us you stabbed Christopher and your mother.
Mm-hmm.
Is there one more person that you stabbed and you didn't mention earlier?
No.
Okay.
I can stick to my one that I ain't stabbed anybody else, but it's nothing.
How do you feel about what you've done now?
I didn't like it the minute it started.
How do you feel about your mother? You watched her get stabbed, you yourself, and you watched her play some scream. How does that make you feel?
I don't think about it.
You don't want to think about it. And Christopher, your little brother, neck. What has he ever done to you?
Nothing.
So he's just a number.
Yes.
And how do you feel about that now?
It's pointless.
It's what?
Pointless.
Pointless.
Pointless is right. And yet in the next room over, Robert is relishing in the glory of what he's done. Because in his mind, it's somehow justified to kill his siblings for his parents' perceived transgressions.
So Victoria's how old?
She was 5.
And Christopher is
10.
and they're in the bathroom,
Mm-hmm.
and he gets them to open the door.
Mm-hmm.
And do you both go in, or are you just kind of still in the hallway and he goes in?
Well, I was waiting for my other brother to open up my dad's office door. I was going to take that one.
And
but,
which brother was in there?
Daniel.
Okay. Too many brothers and sisters.
I think they were doing it for the tax benefits because they hated all of us. My 10-year-old brother, he ain't, turn off the upstairs. He had a similar situation I had when I was his age. That's so weird. When I was his age, I forgot to turn off the light in the game room upstairs before I came down. So my dad grabbed me by the shirt and he picked me up and he dragged me up the stairs and he threw me on the ground. He was like, "That costs money." And with my brother Christopher, he dragged him down the stairs and started kicking him around on the floor. And
How long ago was that?
with him, earlier this year. See, I was really getting fed up with it.
Why didn't you ever call the police or something?
About 3 years ago, my mom slapped me so hard I left cuts down both of my cheeks, and I took pictures on my phone. And I had the lady from Youth Services in my contacts because I knew everybody down at the Justice Center. I volunteered there and I was like, okay, I gotta end this. But I didn't send it because I was like, no, someday I'm gonna take care of this myself. And I was like, it just didn't feel like that would do enough justice. And, I was really sure that they wouldn't get in enough trouble for the way they treated us. So I went vigilante. I never sent the pictures. Scars went away.
Okay.
Mom thought it was hilarious, called me the Joker for a while.
Sounds like that was pretty traumatic for you.
Well, I took care of it. I don't feel bad anymore.
The only insight we have available as to what life was like inside the Bever home is from Robert and Michael, and their surviving sister, Crystal. Crystal testified in court that her father was emotionally volatile, but never laid a hand on her or any of her siblings.
So you said you were waiting to go into the office. Did you see Michael? You said he stabbed your brother and sister that were in the bathroom?
I just saw when the door opened, he like kicked it open, did a like macho cowboy kick, leaned back and kicked the door open. I think knocked my sister down, and he just went in there with his knife raised. Yeah, I could hear it.
Okay.
I hate the sound of a knife hitting bone. It's like,
Yeah. So, and then what did you do? You went into the office or something?
no, because he refused to open up. I think he could see my blood-stained socks underneath the door. So I did a little tactical thing. I leaned up against the wall next to the door, and my brother came out, and he started hammering on the door, and he was like, he did the same thing. He was like, let me in, he's gonna kill me. And while he was doing that, I went into the bathroom, stabbed them, made sure they were dead, walked back out.
Where did you stab them in the bathroom? That was Christopher and Victoria? Is that-
Yeah, but they were so little, I think I just stabbed them in the chest and my knife went right through them.
Okay. They were still alive when you went in there though?
Yeah, they were.
They had both been stabbed by Michael.
Yeah, they were laying.
Okay.
Mhm.
And then you stabbed them, and then did they die?
No, they kept. I don't know when they stopped.
Okay.
But anyway, finally, my brother in Dad's office opened the door just a hair, and my brother put his hand in there and pried the door open. He was like, "All yours." So, okay. I walked in there and I bent him over. I bent Daniel over, and he was like, "What are you doing? I'm with you." I was like, "I'm not gonna give you a knife." So I just stabbed. I think I in the stomach or something several times and threw him down. And I thought he was dead, but then the alarm went off because my parents had already set the alarm for the evening.
The siren was going off?
Yeah, the siren was going off, but only for like a split second, and my brother ran to the console and disabled it. He told me, "Crystal's going outside." I was
And she's the first one
yeah.
from the bedroom.
I was like, "Are you kidding me?" My mom had drug herself all the way to a couch. She was laying there still saying, "Why isn't anyone calling 911?"
Did someone get a phone at some point?
Yeah. At some point after I came back inside, my mother said, "Well, one of them called the police."
Okay, well then go. So Michael tells you that Crystal's gone outside, so then what did you do?
I followed her outside, and I found her laying there in the grass.
In the front yard?
And she was just laying there, and when I came close to me, she started saying, "My brother did this to me." I was like, "Shh, shh, shh." And I scooped her up, and then she looked and saw it was me, and she started thrashing and kicking. And I tried to carry her back inside, but she kicked herself out of my arms, collapsed back in the grass. I was like, I hate to do this in front of the neighbors, but and it seemed like forever I was just laying over her, just looking at her, and
She just had blood all over you at this point?
I was soaked in blood.
Your hands and...
So was she, and I was just like, neighbors are gonna see this. But I just laid on top of her throat for a while until she made a gurgling noise, and I thought, that's gotta be it. So I was so tired I could barely stand up. I pulled myself up and I staggered back inside, and I just left her there. I was like, I can't move from inside. I came back inside, and I was still holding my 15-inch hunting knife. I had switched to that one because it's a straight blade. Stabbed through them a lot easier than the other one because it was kind of curved. It's like for skinning or something. It didn't stab as well as this one. So I was holding that one, and while my brother was telling me something about, well, one of them called the police, because now they're coming. He said it was on his phone. Somebody had called 911, so he said he just destroyed the phone. And he said, we gotta forget the ammo, we gotta forget the guns, we gotta get out of here.
The person who managed to call the police was Daniel, who had been tricked by Michael to open the door. 911 operators could actually hear the moment Daniel realized his brother had tricked him. By that point, 4 members of the family had been stabbed: Crystal, Daniel, Victoria, and their mother, April Bevers. That left 2 people in the home, the father, David Bevers, and a 2-year-old girl, April Bevers. And tragically, only one of them would make it out alive.
And then I heard this voice go, Robert. And it was my dad coming down the stairs. After all this, he's finally woken up. He was asleep upstairs. He started coming down, and I was like, c'est la vie. I walked back into my room and waited for him to come around the corner, and he came in there and he was like, what are you doing? He was all flexing and everything. So I just jumped on him and started stabbing him, and he was like, why are you doing this? And he said something along the lines of, I'm gonna kill you. I'm gonna kill you first. And I think I got him in the lung or something, because I only had to stab him a few times and then he gurgled, and that was that. So I just, and that was all of them. So I tossed my knife down. Michael was back there. He was like, get your armor, let's go.
Where was Crystal still outside?
Yeah, she was still outside, and I was stripping off my bloody socks. And I reached up into my drawer and took out some new ones, put it on, slipped on my boots, and I said, Michael, I can't really get up. And he said, did you get hurt? And I said, I'm just so tired. And I said, Crystal's on the front lawn, could you drag her inside? And he said, I'm on it. And apparently he drove her into the front entryway. While I was, I picked up all 4 steel plates, my helmet, his plate carrier. I was already wearing my plate carrier. And I walked into the living room next to the entryway, and I was like, oh, where are the keys? He said, they're in Mom's purse. I said, where's Mom's purse? He said, she had it hidden somewhere. It's like, we don't have time for this. And we really didn't, because like a few seconds later, somebody was banging on the front door and they were yelling, open up. And they started crying and saying, I can't. I was like, she's still alive. And at that point, I couldn't kill her, because if she could survive all that, I was like, okay, you deserve to live, good for you. So I just walked back the other way, and Michael was like, we're gonna have to do civilian, you know, they're gonna be all over the place out front. So I was like, then follow me. And I started putting the plates in my plate carrier. No, he started putting the plates in his plate carrier, but I was still carrying my 2. And we went out the back door, and I had him hold my plates while I jumped the fence. Then he handed me the plates, he jumped the fence. We started walking down to the park. I dropped one of the steel plates, but I was too tired to pick it up. I was staggering and I couldn't lift this arm. I was carrying everything under this arm. I had my helmet under this arm at some point, but then I put it on. And we went all the way into the forest, and I slid off the gravel path at one point into some thorns and got all cut up, and Michael was like, follow my voice and crawl back up here. And I used my plate to heave myself up. I was like, claw myself up. And I finally got back up on the path, and I was just laying there for a moment. And I was like, okay, well, we did the main part. Shooting wasn't really important. And Michael said, it was out of our control. And I was like, that was a lot harder than I thought. They did not die easy. And Michael said, well, at least they're gone. The world's a better place. And I was like, yeah. And that gave me the strength to get up and put my plate in my plate carrier. We kept going down the path, and Michael was like, wait, I don't need my back plate. He took it out and he like flung it to the side. And he was like, now they'll go that way, see? And I was like, okay, I still need to rest. So we cut off into the woods, down just a narrow dirt path. And then after we felt like we had gone far enough down there, we stopped on a riverbank and laid down, and I stripped my steel plate carrier off, because it was getting too heavy on my chest and I couldn't breathe. I was wearing the soft vest under my shirt, and then I was wearing a plate carrier, and it's fine for walking, but laying down those plates.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I'm just too small of a person to hold that kind of weight. So I stripped it off and left the plate carrier, and Michael was like, "You gonna leave your plate carrier?" And I was like, "No, I might carry it." So I just need to rest for a moment. So I took my helmet off and I laid it down and I used it as a pillow. I don't know how long I laid there. Michael started throwing up and I was like, "Yeah, just give it a moment, you'll be fine." I patted him on the back and I said, "It was a pleasure doing this with you. You're the only one who understands." And then we saw flashlights, and so I said, "Lay down and be very still." So we did, and that's when we got caught.
It was a pleasure doing business with you. The line of a homicidal sociopath who has definitely watched a few too many Marvel movies. Not only did Robert say this once, he also repeatedly said it as police began loading him and his brother into cop cars. The whole time, he was smiling, despite the blood coating his face and clothes.
Let's go back real quick. How was it supposed to go down? What was the plan?
The plan was so stupid, but this was my first homicide. And what was really supposed to happen was I would stealthily my sister, lay her down, just let her bleed out silently with no way of screaming because I thought we would just lay her down, slide her into the closet. I would go in, put my glove over my mom's mouth, just leave her there. Michael was going to go in with his knife, and he said, hopefully Victoria, the 5-year-old, would still be in bed, and he said he would just strangle her or something. He said she would be real easy, and then we'd go upstairs. Little boys would probably might wake up because this was happening on the other side of the house. Figured we would put on our balaclavas and dressed in all black. We would sneak upstairs, and while our father was sleeping, we would kill him.
Mm-hmm.
And I had string tied around the ankles of my jeans at one point so they wouldn't rustle.
Yeah.
I was like, please, what are we, ninjas? Apparently not.
Just to be quieter.
Yeah.
And that would have been everybody in the house then?
Well, no, we'd have to go downstairs and kill the boys, but
Oh, the boys, okay.
they didn't have cell phones. They wouldn't know what was going on.
And then what would you have done if everything went that way?
What was supposed to happen, because I had no idea it would be such a big bloody mess, we were going to line them all up on a tarp, clean up the blood. I was going to make a video interview with me and Michael in front, talking about why we did this, what our future plans were, a little bit of background about it. I was going to put the video on the flash drive and destroy my phone. We were going to destroy all the electronics in the house. I hate electronics. I was going to take the family vehicle up to Walmart. I was going to buy 8 tubs and 4 lids, double stack the tubs into 4 sets, chop up the bodies, put them in the tubs, and then put them in the attic. And then when morning came, the ammunition arrived, put them in the vehicle, drive up, pick up the guns, and then leave the state.
Mm-hmm. And what were you going to do once you got out of state? Did you have a destination?
We had no destination, but I bought a road atlas so we could look around. Kind of wanted to see America before we did this and go on a road trip.
Okay. And what were you going to do with all the guns and ammunition?
We were going to the Glock 41s are supposed to come with 1 spare magazine, 1 loaded, 1 spare magazine each. Load them up, keep 1 extra magazine with us, walk away from the vehicle from a secluded place, walk into a populated area and kill no more than 10 people, then walk away, start stripping off our armor, put them in duffel bags, put the guns in our backpacks. We were also gonna make Molotov cocktails so no one would follow us. We'd just light the place on fire or something. Walk back to the vehicle, drive away, and see if we could do that. Hit a bunch of places and 10 add up after a while. And maybe people would start to get some sort of idea, this is the new thing.
Why would you want to kill so many people?
I've always been fascinated with the idea of killing people. Not that I have anything against people in general, but I figure if you kill so many people, you're gonna kill some bad-minded people, some people that aren't contributing anything to society. And there's so many billions of people in the world, and each one of them think they're special, but they're not. And who's really gonna miss? Even if 100 people, who's really gonna miss? I mean, that's only gonna affect so many other people. But it wasn't an angry thing. It was more like going to be a hobby. We figured it up, and if we had managed to kill some people at another location, we would have fit like 5 different categories of murderers. We would have been like murder superstars or something.
Which categories were you gonna fit?
Family side, pseudo commando, spree killer, and I can't remember all of them, but those were the main ones. Those are the ones that I fancied.
The ones that he fancies, like he's chatting about a cup of tea. The irony of Robert talking about killing people who don't contribute anything to society and aren't special seems to be completely lost on him. Since he wasn't just contributing nothing to society, he was actively making it worse.
So you were gonna make this video?
Yeah.
And what was this video? What were you gonna say?
I was going to start out with my brother holding the weapons in the background, and I was saying, I'm just here in my house with my bloody weapons, but you know what I like a lot more than bloody weapons? These 4 tubs that I've got here to store my members. And I'd give a thumbs up, and we'd sit down, and I'd turn to my brother and be like, so Michael, why did we do this? He would talk about why he thought we did it. We'd compare thoughts, and I didn't really have it planned. I just knew it was going to be good. Because whenever me and my brother sat down, we could brainstorm.
Okay.
Did you think so this video would become like kind of a pop culture thing and people would want to see it?
Yeah, we were planning on making 2 versions actually. One that just showed the tubs and could be put on YouTube or something. The other one would show the bodies.
Okay.
So like a G-rated and a...
Yeah, because I still wanted people to see it.
Well, of course.
Yeah. Murder isn't really so bad. I mean, sure it's illegal, but what's wrong about it, you know? You see, I'm not saying I'm pegging for the death sentence here, but if you kill one person, you've paid society back. If you kill more than one person, what are they going to do? Kill you multiple times? It's kind of like becoming a god.
So do you think they all deserve to die?
My family, yes. They were very bad people. They were bane of society.
Even
They made a system.
even
Yeah, she was starting to show those traits. She didn't like me. She told me she hated me once. And my parents were like, I don't know, they almost seemed to support her. They were like, hey, you stay away from your brother. I never told her anything. She never saw my body armor. She just didn't like me. It was trendy not to like each other in the house. Fighting and stuff.
Sounds like there was a lot of people in the house at all times. Kind of hard not to fight when you got.
Well, 18 years being cranked up with all those people.
So who did you kill?
Let's see. I know 5 of them died. Shoot.
Or who did Michael kill?
I want to give him credit for 2 of them.
Which two?
Christopher and Victoria. I mean, they were still alive screaming, but they were already bleeding all over the place. They were little. It hadn't taken very long.
Those were the 2 in the bathroom?
Mm-hmm.
And
That's the 2 youngest?
so you want to give him credit because they were already bleeding and screaming. Did he stab each of them multiple times?
I think so, yeah.
Were there some significant areas that he hit, or do you know?
I really don't know, but I mean, there was so much blood, and up until a few hours ago, I couldn't remember myself because it was like, up until the very second I stabbed my sister, my mind was like, it worked like clockwork. I was planning every second, working on every detail, thinking about the future, pondering philosophy, whatnot. But the second I stabbed her, my mind went blank, and all I could do was keep stabbing people, and I wore myself out. It wasn't until about when, sometime while I was sleeping in the holding cell, that I started remembering what actually happened. I'm still thinking about it.
So if he killed those 2, then that means you killed Mom and Dad and Daniel?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. How do you know that you killed those 3 people?
I saw their bodies. I saw them not moving. 2 of them, with Daniel, I think I got him at one point, and Michael was like, whoa, I didn't even know you could do that, because once I got him, he just collapsed. He was dead right there.
Okay.
The siblings didn't just kill their family, they massacred them. And somehow Robert has blamed Victoria for her own death. Because she didn't like him. Which, I mean, would you? Crystal, who somehow managed to survive the brutal attack, had been stabbed dozens of times. Her resilience and fight may be the only reason that 2-year-old Autumn survived the attack.
I guess if you could get your message out there still, what would your message be?
If you know someone who isn't contributing to society, kill them. There's too many people in the world as it is. Every day there's more people in the world than there has ever been before, and they don't matter. If they're not doing good, kill them. Look at the position we were in. It was practically prison circumstances, and we were still able to do this, and we had so much more planned. Anyone can do it. Yeah.
So what do you want to do now?
I don't know. This is all I ever thought about. I mean, if I could just go to prison, do community service, maybe get back to writing, die someday, and hope somebody remembers.
What do you think that Michael should do now?
He said he doesn't care. He said he didn't care if they shot him on the side. I mean, the dog got him, but they didn't shoot him, so. He never said what he wanted to happen, though. He said he didn't care, so that's up to him.
What do you think should happen to him?
I think he is stronger than me in will. He stayed much calmer than me, and he kept me going when I was feeling weak, and I think that he should be, if there was any way to rehabilitate him, he really deserves to be somebody's mentor, in the world so he can make more good people, more useful people in the world.
Is there anything else that that you're leaving out, forgot about, or that you want us to know?
No, I think that's it. I have a full list of body armor and weapons on the flash drive on my keychain, along with some background art I made.
Okay.
It's got like
Where's your keychain?
it's hanging on a nail next to the clock on the right side, right lower side of my shelf in my room.
And then you've got the notepad that's under your bed in the lockbox.
Mm-hmm.
And that's got kind of some writings about this.
I called it literary documentation. It's written kind of like a story / diary, but it's just, I was documenting what happened, and I made a list of the prices for all the body armor that we bought, and I made some diagrams for some bombs I thought up.
How old are some of the how far back does that go?
It only goes back about 11 days. I started documenting it. I started documenting it midway through our planning because I was like, you know, if we die, no one's gonna know what happened. Nobody's gonna know why this happened. They're not gonna know half of it. So.
Okay. Would you be willing to write us a statement now with your story? Basically what you just told us, kind of starting at the planning stages, and this is the plans me and Michael made, and then this is what actually happened?
Well, that would be a long statement. Yeah, I could get started.
Okay.
Robert has all the time in the world to write about his horrible murder plan and views on the world. At trial, he was sentenced to 6 life sentences without the possibility of parole for the murder of Daniel, Victoria, April, David, and Christopher, and the attempted murder of Crystal. Michael, despite being 16, was tried as an adult, earning 5 life sentences without the possibility for parole. In jail, Robert has continued to be a problem. In 2019, he was reprimanded for attempting to shank a prison guard. As a result, he got slapped with 2 extra sentences of life in prison for attempted murder. No charges were pressed for the crime that was his haircut. It's been over 10 years since these horrific murders occurred. Crystal is now an adult, and though she has remained out of the spotlight, she is reportedly doing very well. Autumn is a teenager being raised by the same family that took in Crystal after the murder of their parents. We wish them healing, light, and happiness in the future, with a family who loves them. Thank you for watching today's video. Whether you're new here or have been with us for a while, check out one of the craziest cases I've ever covered right here, or one of my newest uploads right here.